And maybe in a way you could say that I've been kind of hypocritic. Hey YouTube, my name is Sven, welcome to the Metal Foundry. So today I wanted to discuss a guitar brand that I've never really touched on in this channel besides of showing you off my own guitar collection, because I have 4 guitars of the brand, which is Epiphone, and I've never really discussed any other brands for that matter, because I'm quite the ESP and LTD guitars fanboy, as you all might have noticed. I don't think it was a bad brand for that matter. I've always seen them as just as a cheaper entry-level guitar brand, at least and also that's how Gibson treated them for that matter, for a whole long time when Henry Juskowitz was still there. Of course, my very first electric guitar was an Epiphone Gothic G400. 12 years after that first Epiphone, I bought this one. This is an Epiphone Les Paul Custom Prophecy EX, EX standing for EMG, because there are EMG pickups in here. It was my very first 24 fret guitar, my very first Epiphone Les Paul. I really liked playing with it. But in another way, I was also kind of disappointed with the finishing and how I played in a while as well, because how I played for a while, because I had to have it set up. I have to have some frets reviewed and so on. And then I still haven't managed to get really the sound of what I want out of this. Maybe I should upgrade the hardware or not, or whatever. But in the end, yeah, guitar was made in China, and that left for me the impression that these Chinese-made Epiphones were not really of that quality that I would expect them to be when they were still made in Korea, because the Korean Epiphones that I have, my G400 and my Flying V, are made in the Unsung factory, and those are amazing for the price, at least. That left me a bit disappointed, at least, and I've always viewed them as an entry-level brand, and as I said, Gibson also treated them that way in a long while, and even though they started off as being a premium brand, Gibson has, in my opinion at least, has let the brand deteriorate and get it more into the entry level, and are really up to par to what they could do. So I've always seen them as more of a Chinese guitar brand for that matter, but then they started to do different things. They were at least saved from Henry Juskowitz, in my opinion. They had new management, really wanted to aim for playing authentic, but they also wanted to have, go into a different direction. So they launched the Inspired by Gibson collection. They've also launched new signature guitars from Matt Heafy, from Jerry Cantrell, also from Kirk Hammett. Then they launched, and then they also did the Adam Jones art guitar collection, and then they did this. So this guitar is the Adam Jones Epiphone Les Paul. And they even put a mirror in it, and you can even have the case with it. So it's like the full-on Gibson experience, but for 1,500 euros, and that's at least compared to the 6,000 euro they ask for, or even more for the real Adam Jones. That's at least a bargain in my opinion. I've always said that I would never give more than 1,500 euros for an Epiphone, or even more than 1,000 euros for an Epiphone. And maybe in a way you could say that I've been kind of hypocritic, because I play with LTD guitars and I play with ESP. And the EC1000s are also more than 1,200 euros, where people also start to say that even some artist models are getting more expensive, towards the 2,000 euro mark at least. So that's that maybe then I have to apologize for that matter, for being hypocritic, because what they're doing right now is exactly what ESP is doing, and what they're doing right now, and at least what I think is very cool, is at least with the classic headstock, when you look from a distance and you see a guitar being played, only by the silhouette, you would think it's a Gibson. And if you would play with an LTD nowadays, especially with an Eclipse, and you look at the headstock, you would say it's an ESP from a distance. And that's what I think is great, because now it's less and less a brand of shame, so to speak. It's never been a shame to play an Epiphone, but at least, you know, Matt Heafy plays the signature guitars live. I think Bjorn Gulati from In Flames does the same as well. So that means they are perfectly good guitars. But in the eye of the beholder and the eye of other guitar players who are maybe more brand snob, like I tend to be from every once in a while, for that it might matter. For them it might matter. Also the looks of the audience, even though most of the audience don't care what kind of guitar you're playing, but for other guitar players in the audience, it does matter. And I think I think really that's a really great thing that they're doing, by indeed changing the headstock, by bringing more elaborate artist guitars into the market as well. And I think that's a great thing. So all in all, we can conclude that I've been wrong about Epiphone the whole time, because what Gibson is doing with them is exactly what his ESP has been doing with LTD for a very long time. And I think that's cool, because then you could bring more guitars that are more affordable and attainable, and you create less of a difference between the higher level and the entry level guitars. And it's a bit like buying a car. I think I made the comparison between a Volkswagen Passat and an Audi A4 in my first ESP versus LTD comparison, so to speak. And then you see the same thing with car makers. If you for example, if you would buy a Mercedes A-Class, or you would buy a Mercedes C-Class, or for that matter, you would kind of have the same, or at least similar experience, because you buy a Mercedes. So why not, if you buy an Epiphone or a Gibson, you also get kind of the same experience. Same as you get with buying an LTD or buying a Squire, for that matter. So all in all, that's a good thing. Now I would like to ask you guys the same question. What do you think of the evolution that Epiphone has gone through over the last couple of years? And where would you like to see them evolve? And then also, should I make more Epiphone content on this channel, yes or no? So if you can answer all these questions in the comments section, that would be absolutely great. And I also would like to end the video on that note. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the content I'm creating on this channel and you want to help me grow my channel, please subscribe and click the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is normally every single week or every 2 weeks. My name is Sven, you've been watching the Metal Foundry, and I look forward to see you in a future video. Bye.